In this video, we're going to do a quick run through what has been going on in my Trading 212 Stocks and Shares ISA for this financial year. Lots of things going on in the market, and it's probably quite useful to sort of frame what's been going on there before we jump in and have a look at what is happening with my portfolio and some of the movements that we've seen in it. The S&P 500 is down almost 5% over September, so it's down 4.87%. The FTSE, completely different, it's up 2.27%. Some of the things going on in the macro side is the Fed, so the FOMC, had their call earlier on in the month and they decided to keep interest rates as they were. US inflation is starting to look a little bit better. Seems to be the underlying pressures that have pushed the inflation rate up over the past couple of years is starting to drop off, but there are still some worries around that, and that's being fueled. Oh, that's terrible. That's being fueled by some of those oil prices and energy prices that seem to be crawling up a little bit. On the UK side of things, the Bank of England made that decision to keep the interest rate at 5.25% earlier on in the month. And looking at core inflation, it is down to 5.9% in August, and that's down from the 6.4 in July and the 6.5 in August. So there are some things that are looking a little bit better, but let's see how things have been going in my Trading 212 portfolio. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking FI. Looking at the Trading 212 portfolio, I have about 21,660, and that is up quite a bit from last month. I've been investing quite a bit into this portfolio and got just over 20 different positions in here now. So on those different investments, lots of it is looking very green. So first one that we have that is down is actually Greencoat UK Wind, but we have that and IG Group down slightly. We've got iShares, glad to see that is slightly up at the moment. Then looking at some of those other ones, so Realty Income is probably my most down at almost 7% down on the price that I've actually paid on that, but it is starting to pay me quite nice dividends, and actually I've got 105 shares in there now, so I'm almost getting half a share back every single month. Trig has just paid me a nice £10.45 in a dividend that I was glad to see, and Taylor Wimpey still continues to be my best performing stock, and this one is up at almost 16% up. I've got a pending order in here at around that 110.5 pence per share, and just waiting to see whether that is going to kick in and sort of put that purchase on the table. And then we've got lots of those Vanguard ETFs, and we'll come on to what I've been doing with those very shortly when we look at the pies. And Vodafone, I think, was up about 4% a few days ago, and as with Vodafone, it's back down again. Overall, when you look at it, I am down about 0.5% on what has been invested, so just over £100. But I've broken this down into the 4 different pies that I have in here. I've got the daily DCA and the monthly DCA, and at the moment the daily DCA is still winning, and this is almost 2 months into this experiment. Basically within the daily and the monthly DCA pie, I have these 4 holdings. So I have S&P 500, emerging markets, FTSE 100 and developed Europe ex UK investments, and I'm just putting £10 per day on the monthly. I make a payment into this every single month, and it comes in on the 7th of the month, and once again invest straight into exactly the same 4 ETFs. you will see a pattern forming on this, because in my Own the World portfolio, surprise, surprise, I have exactly the same ETFs held in there. What I do within all three of these is any dividends that I actually make from that literally just get automatically reinvested back into the different pies that I have. But the one that is the largest holding within this ISA is obviously this pie that I have. And in here I have mainly the stocks that I've just shown you, but we actually have a couple of ETFs in here as well, and this is all around trying to build that monthly dividend payments coming in. How I track the dividends and everything that's coming in is I use Stock Events as the app that I use to track everything. So every time I make a purchase, I add it onto here, and it's really simple. You literally just go into your holdings, and as I buy every single day into VUSA, I just literally go hit the ad, and you can see every single purchase that I've made just goes in here, and it keeps ticking away, and then eventually tells me what my payment in is going to be on each of the different investments that I have. So really income coming in at almost £245 of dividends every single year, and as I said, that is starting to kick in, paying me monthly. So you will see that I got, and remember, this is a US stock, so you have the withholding tax of 15%, so I lose 15% off that. So I think I got paid last month something like £7.36 from Realty Income. I have loaded up quite a bit on Realty Income, so I'll get somewhere in around £18-19 in dividends, which is almost allowing me to buy a half a share every month if I just reinvest straight back into that. So what I am really liking about this app is that it allows me to track, and I can see next year that I will actually be pulling in. If I just left it as it was now and didn't reinvest any of the dividends, I would be pulling in about £1,500 over the next year, and that's coming in at almost £125 per month. You can see within this monthly dividend pie that Realty Income is my largest holding in here. VUSA I hold on a couple of other platforms. That is my largest holding, but in this pie it is Realty Income. And then we've got iShares, IUKD, BATS, and then VMID. So that is where I am on this portfolio, and quite happy that it is just continuing to grow, and also looking at reinvesting those dividends as they come in and having a look to see where is there a better value. Also having a look at what other ex-dividend dates are coming up so that I could potentially buy into those if they're still a good value as well. And that allows me to then just keep reinvesting and dripping those dividend payments back into the portfolio and help that grow. Why don't you go and have a look at this video where I actually break down all of the dividends that I've actually been paid in September, in a bumper month for payments coming in at almost £250 being paid in. Give you some idea of how this all starts to snowball and grow. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.